This is part 3 of the how to say the know your rights phrases. So the first one was about if you're stopped in the street, even if you're being profiled. Second one was about if it's a car stop. This one is about if you're at home or in a building with a door, a workplace. So again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm a dialect coach at 21 Accents. And this is, so I'm getting my information mostly from Immigrant Defense Project and from the ACLU, and those links are below. But do double check. I've done my best to be thorough, so I have notes over here. Okay, so do watch those other videos first because this builds on those. So, now just know that apparently ICE tends to not necessarily they might pretend they're police. They might lie. They might use scare tactics like banging on the door really hard or shouting or trying to get you to freak out. So if you can practice these things so that you are better able to stay calm and know what to do, you're staying calm as much as possible can only help you. I personally would get a video doorbell and have some paper by the door and do whatever you can. But those are, I guess that's not about the accent, but that's what I would do. Okay. So if they're saying whatever they say, you can say good morning or good afternoon or good evening, like I taught you in the first one. That's what I would do as a citizen. Can I see some ID, please? Can I see your badge? I know badge is harder to say, so that's why I put ID. So here it goes. Can I see some ID, please? Can I see some ID, please? Now, if you haven't been doing it, and even if you have, make sure that you're pausing the video, that you're practicing, that you're recording yourself. Use your, at least a mirror, but hopefully record yourself and you'll be able to hear back and forth whether you're getting this the way you want it. Can I see some ID, please? Remember, D is with your teeth. And the tip of your tongue is going to be up here, and your teeth are here. So it's not going to be it's going to be duh, really sharp. ID, please. Or can I see your? I taught you that R before, so I'll teach you another way around it. You can touch your cheekbones and imagine that it's making this little sound, a little point up by your nose. Your. Another word that can help you get there is sure. People tend to be able to say that. Sure. Your badges. It's a lot of j's and z's. So it looks like badass. But yeah, badges. Badges, please. Might be that they send one that's a police one and the other ones are ICE. So if you need to, you can just say, are you ICE? Are you ICE? Or you can say, all of them, please. What I would do is I would say, I don't let anyone in without ID. If they're trying to get in, if they're not showing you their badges, that's you can say, if they're like, well, no, we won't show it or something like that, you could say that. I don't let any, or let any. If you can say letter, that little flap, or butter, it's the same little thing, but it's okay if that's too complicated. You can say let anyone in don't let anyone in without ID. Without ID. But you see how I'm linking all these words together? That's what makes it feel really fluid. Yeah? So I don't let anyone in without ID. Do you have a warrant? We taught you that one before. Do you have a warrant? And then again, double check. So you can say, if they say they do, please slide it under the door is what we can say. Please slide it under the door. Or if you don't have an ability to do that, but you have one of those little spy holes, or you have a video doorbell, you can say, please hold it. Please hold it, or hold it. Please hold it. Up to the camera. To the camera. Please hold it up to the camera. Or please slide it, or slide it under. I know it's a lot of flaps. Practice your butter, butter, butter. Or butter, butter, butter. Yeah, slide it under the door. Door. We're gonna pinch in here for that R. Please slide it under the door. So you see how I just pull the tone all the way through the whole thing. We don't speak in individual words. It wouldn't be slide it under the door, right? Please slide it under the door. Please slide it under the door. Okay? Or as close as you can get is totally fine. And I previously, if I said what to do if it's false. And again, double check with your lawyer. You could even ask, what do I say if it's fake, if it's false? It's not going to be fake. It might be an ICE issued warrant, but unless it's court ordered and signed by a judge and has your name and is in the date range, they only last for 2 weeks, and your address and whatever it's needed on there, unless that's you and it's signed by a judge, it doesn't hold up in court. It doesn't give them a reason, an excuse to search. Okay, and if they don't have one, you can say, then please go. Then please go. Go. And remember, we have those weird O's that we kind of pull into our mouth instead of having it be forward. Go. 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 Please go. Then please go. Or, if they're still trying, you can say not or not without a warrant. Not without a warrant. I would flap that T in without a. Not without a warrant. Not without a warrant. Not without a warrant. And you just stay respectful, and hopefully it'll help. If they say they just want to talk to you, they have questions about a robbery that's in the area, and they're questioning everybody or something that's not true because they're ICE, you don't have to answer any questions. And what I would do, they'll tell you to say, I want a lawyer. Maybe that's better for some reason. Ask a legal professional if it is. Personally, I think it sounds better to say not without a lawyer. because that's more, I'm respecting my rights. It feels less like I have something to hide and more like I just don't do that without a lawyer because I'm smart. So not or not, but if you can at this point, not. It helps to do this. Anything you see me doing with my hands, just try it. It might help. Not without a lawyer, and I've taught you this before. So, now if they're saying they're doing questioning, one of the things they're saying is that you can say, or they're looking for somebody in the house or something, you don't have to say whether they're in the house. So you don't have to answer those questions. Don't lie. Stay safe. Don't lie. Don't sign anything. But one of the things they're saying is that you can ask them to leave their information. So you could say, you can slide, you can slide, you can, you can slide the info under the door. You can slide the info under the door, or you can leave the info. That's shorter, if that's easier. If this is like, oh my gosh, too much. They can leave the info on the porch if they want, okay? You can slide the info under the door. Again, really watch the shape that my lips are making. That might be very different from how you're used to R being, but it's a game changer. Yeah. Okay. Or you can leave the info. You can leave the info. And then if that's it, please, with a Z sound, even though it looks like an S, leave. Thanks. Or thank you. Thank you. But that thanks is shorter. So please leave. Thanks. So if they are ICE and they ask for your documents and you have documents, you have a work visa or you have a green card or anything like that, then that is something that you do need to provide. So you can say, let me get it. I've taught you that before. Let me get it. You can say, let me get it as well, but let me get it. Let me get it. Now, if you say it at that pace, we will hear, let me get it, because we don't say those T's. Okay? And then, again, always have backups of your documentation. Take digital copies, photos, all the sides. Have physical copies of it as well. Have them in safe places. Have them in the cloud. Just make multiple copies of everything important and have them in places that you can access them. But you can always say, so if they're trying to come in, and don't open that door, unless they have a search warrant. So you can say, I do not consent. Remember, it's consent to you, like it's one word, to you entering, there's that shape again, entering. It looks like enter. It's just enter, straight to the R. Entering my home. My home. I do not consent to you entering my home. I would say, I do not consent to your entering my home. To you entering my home is fine too. I do not consent to you entering my home. And they've said sometimes they will anyway. Say it anyway, because it could help you later. And I've said this before too, if you have kids there, if you have elders there, say that. I have kids here, I have elders here. So I have kids with a Z sound, kids here, here. And you're gonna kind of pull that tongue back here, here, and you're gonna use your lips to come in like this. So you see how it's only this little bit. It sends that sound into a point. Imagine the R is coming out forward into a point. Here, here. I have kids here. Or I have elders here. I need to arrange care. I need to arrange care. Now these are things you can plan ahead of time. Plan who you would call if you need to call someone. Again, you are in my prayers and thoughts that may you never need this. And just like we prepare for an earthquake, just like we prepare for fire, just do it so that you can stay safe, and so that you know when that fear is happening in your body, you have a plan and you can use it to keep people safe. Okay, so then you know who to call to arrange care for them if they do have an arrest warrant, or if they are gonna take you anyway and figure it out later, which may that never happen. Okay, or same thing if you have a medical issue. I have a medical issue. I have a medical issue. I need to get my medication, or I need my medication. I feel like it's a little easier to go need to than need my, but whatever's easier for you. I need to get, so you're gonna hold that D and push it into the T. I need to get, or to get my medication. I need to get my medication. Now, if they do have that arrest warrant for you, and you would rather come out than have them come in to your house, then you can say, I'll come out. Again, check this with your lawyer, check this with this, because there are several pieces that they haven't actually filled in what to do if they say this thing. Personally, I would walk them through what I'm gonna do so that it's clear, so that they know what I'm reaching for. I'm reaching for medicine. And so that with the goal of them not coming in my house, the goal of me just coming out if they have legal reason to bring me in. Okay? And then again, if they're asking you questions, I wanna, because that's easier than need to, probably. I wanna speak to my lawyer. I wanna speak to my lawyer. I wanna speak to my lawyer. If you don't have one, you might consider contacting one ahead of time, just so that you have somebody that you feel good about. Find somebody who you feel good about, so that you have somebody to call. Memorize that number. Memorize it so that you could call from anywhere if you need to. But if you don't have one, you could say a lawyer, to a lawyer. Okay, now if they're trying to get the witnesses, apparently this is a thing, trying to get witnesses, if there's anybody else there, get them to give their fingerprints, get them to show their papers. If they don't need to do that. If they have legal status, then they do need to show their work visa or their student visa, or their green card, or whatever that is. But otherwise, they don't need to. So you can say, no thanks, I do not consent. No thanks, I do not consent. Now you can add in there, best case is to say back what it is that they're saying so that you can have that specificity. It holds up in court. I do not consent to giving you, I know it's a little tricky, it's kind of a roller coaster, giving you my documents, like mints that you eat, my documents, or I do not consent. So that would be, I do not consent to giving you my documents. I do not consent to taking, it's a little tricky, taking, it's really the back of the tongue, king, there we go, taking my fingerprints. We've worked on fingerprints before. I do not consent to you taking my fingerprints. If they try and take your phone, I do not consent to you taking my phone or to giving you my phone. If they say, give me your phone, I do not consent to giving you my phone. Phone, like it goes in instead of out. Oh, phone. And then even if they come in, if they don't find anything, am I free to go? Am I free to am I free to go? Thanks. Be well. All right, my dears. I love you. You are in my heart and prayers. Really, really, really. If this is helpful to you, share it in case it might be helpful to somebody else. If you need more, you can come to 21accents.com. We have courses, we have tips and things. If you are an asylum seeker, a refugee, if you're having financial hardship right now, we can offer those things for free or for a scholarship, depending on your situation. If you're someone who has some funds and wants one of our products and can pay for it, you know that you are helping people who don't have that right now so that they can build the life that they are working so hard to have. Immigrants make this country what it is. I love you. You are important. You are valuable. You are beautiful exactly as you are. Let none of this change who you are. Just let it add to your tools to keep you and your loved ones safe. I love you. Take care.